Welcome to this week's edition of the Weightlifting Platform, where we look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. And, well, there's nothing uglier than the last rep on a volume day of training. The Weightlifting Platform is brought to you by the Panamerican Weightlifting Federation. I'm your host, Richard Mason. On this week's show, we'll have an impromptu chat with American Olivia Reeves, just minutes after her winning her gold medal at the World Junior Championships in Tashkent. For our tip of the week, Belgian Nina Sterks talks to us about two of my favorite things, well, nutrition, food, and rest. And for our regular feature Good to Know, we'll talk about the latest wunderkind in the weightlifting scene, and he's from Indonesia. But first, here are the headlines. As the clock hit midnight on May 31st, the qualification process for the Tokyo Olympic Games and weightlifting athletes came to a close. The final lifts that count for spots in the Olympic Games occurred in Tashkent and in Nairobi. First, some of the results from here in Tashkent. Russia topped the team award for men at the World Junior Championships. It was the Turkish team that took top spot for the women. Individually, Kamila Konotop was the best junior-aged female athlete, but Rizky Juniancia won the top male points. He's from Indonesia. 5 world records were set in the Uzbek capital with almost 240 athletes participating. One of the highlights was one of the final lifts of the 109 plus kilo category, where the winner was Enzo Kojorge. He took the first IWF medals of any kind, any weight category, any age, for his home country of the Netherlands. Over in Kenya, the hastily arranged African Championships provided some great performances on the platform, but some sharp criticism off stage. Nigeria's women's team won the overall prize, with Algeria showing up with the most men's points. Overall, there was about 65 athletes at the meet in total, but when the Kenyans received the green light to hold it, there was under a month to go. It had been previously scheduled for Mauritius and then Madagascar. Many athletes were critical of the platform, warm-up area, and general organization, but they did get the opportunity to lift and better their places for Tokyo one last time. And the International Testing Agency has referred the case of Vietnam and its multiple positive drug tests to the independent panel for a decision on possible sanctions. 4 athletes were sanctioned for steroids and given 4-year bans. And what happens if you've got multiple adverse findings? The federation can suffer penalties as well when it comes to the number of Olympic spots. No word when a decision will be made. Those are today's headlines. Now in our Good to Know segment, Rizky Juniancia is the name of an Indonesian athlete, and he is definitely one to watch. At the Junior World Championships here in Tashkent, he set the world record in snatch, clean and jerk, and in total. They were previously held by teenage C.J. Cummings in the United States. The 73-year-old athlete, Juniancia, snatched 155, clean and jerk 194, totaled 349. Those are amazing numbers. But it's also worth noting, and it's good to know, that he was born in 2003. That means he still has 2 years left to get stronger and still be in the junior age category. Now, it's time to talk. With Olivia Lynn Reeves, congratulations, literally seconds after receiving her gold medal. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Now we're going to go back a little bit. How long have you been doing this? Because you've got a couple of international results, but you're still a junior. How did you get started in weightlifting, and how long have you been doing it?
It'll be 6 years in September or August, and my parents owned a CrossFit gym. Realized I didn't like running, so now I'm a weightlifter.
I always joke that I said, I don't know how much CrossFit's going to contribute to weightlifting with most of the athletes. I think it's their kids, and you're proof positive. Did you grow up in the box, essentially?
Yeah, for a few years, and then switched and realized I don't really want to do that. So now I'm pretty good at weightlifting.
Well, the medals hanging around your neck would attest to that. Congratulations. Now, give me a little bit of a sense. You competed at the Rogue. You competed at Youth Worlds previously in 2019. Silver in one and gold in the other. It was silver all around. I thought you got gold in the Rogue. No? Didn't you get gold at the Rogue? Okay. It's in the 71. Look it up. Look, go home. Check out your medals. Is it different? I guess, do you have a sense of responsibility on your shoulders as an American athlete in the 71 kilos where Kate Nye has gone before you?
I would say so. Now, Kate and I has some records that I would like to beat, but that'll be in the next few years. But I would say so, yeah.
Do you find inspiration from that? Or is it just a benchmark for you to go after? Or is it she's just another athlete who you've got to try and beat?
No, I find inspiration from her and many other of the female athletes that I look up to. And it's great to see them compete and see that I'm sort of following in their footsteps. So maybe I can be kind of like them one day.
Now, you've got a huge contingent here. You've got a complete team. Do you feed off the energy from the other athletes, male and female, as they compete on this stage?
Oh, for sure. It's great looking into the crowd and seeing people clapping and yelling. It's fun.
Now, speaking of clapping and yelling, you're going head-to-head with a hometown athlete in this. And honestly, I think you had probably more people cheering for you than Kumashkan had cheering for her, even though we're in Tashkent. Were you worried about that? Were you worried about competing against an Uzbek athlete in Uzbekistan?
Yes, I was. Looking at the start list, her total was pretty high. I lowballed mine quite a bit. And seeing that it's a 9-hour time difference, so I was a little nervous about that for sure.
Anything else we should talk about?
Just thank you to my coach, Steve, and Piros, and everybody else who helped. It's been great. Loved it.
Thanks for taking the time. Thank you. We're back with Olivia Reeves. Now we're going to do our On the Clock segment, which is where we get to try and know a little bit more about you, not necessarily on the platform, some weightlifting questions and some not. Are you ready? We're going to do this in 3, 2, 1. Clowns, funny or scary?
Scary.
Scary. Best lesson that you've learned through coronavirus?
Take it seriously.
Favorite food?
Caesar salad, but a day old.
A day-old Caesar salad. Did not expect that. Best song ever?
Love It If We Made It, 1975.
Fantastic. Now, if you weren't a weightlifter, what sport would you be participating in?
No clue. I would possibly be doing CrossFit, but possibly cry after every workout. I didn't like it.
The last Halloween costume that you remember wearing?
Bumblebee.
Fries or onion rings?
Fries.
Okay. City I most want to visit?
New York.
Okay. What color medal do you want to win in Los Angeles in 2028?
I would have to say gold.
Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it. Tip of the week is next.
It was great of her to take the time to talk to us, not only right after her gold medal win, but also a little bit after when we got her a chance to relax and then take us on the clock. Coming up next, our tip of the week. Nina Sterks placed second here in Tashkent to the eventual best athlete female in the entire World Junior Championships, Kamila Konotop of Ukraine. The Belgian Sterks took some time again to share with us some tips on rest, nutrition, and others. Helpful advice in our tip of the week.
Hello everyone and welcome to the weightlifting platform. Today I'm going to talk about 3 important things about weightlifting. I'm going to talk about food, your proper diet, about rest, and about mental state. It's really important to have a really good diet because you need a lot of protein, because obviously you need your muscles to build and you use them a lot when you're doing weightlifting, and obviously you need to feel good and your body needs to feel good when you're training hard. Also, rest is really important because your body and your muscles need a lot of rest. You also need to be really explosive in weightlifting, So you only can be explosive when you rest enough and when your body's not too tired. And the mental part about weightlifting is also really important. Especially the mental part in training, it's really important that you focus well and you know what to focus on, like what your difficult parts are, what your problems are in your lifts, what you need to work on. Focus on those and focus on your competition as well, and then you'll be good to go. So good luck, everyone.
Thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the program. Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of the Weightlifting Platform, brought to you by the Pan American Weightlifting Federation. If you like what you see, please bookmark us here on YouTube. You can like the IWF on Facebook or tweet out to the IWF. It's IWFNET on Twitter. I'm Richard Mason. Good lifting.